Welcome to J.R. Hendrick Texan Consort. The Adventures of J.R. Hendrick. Reading it today is Jimmy. Our episode title is called The Home Stretch. November 23. 4:15 a.m. JR wakes up in his dorm room, dresses quickly, and goes to the study room. Today, he was going to be studying for what would be the grueling pre-final review test administered today by Isidro Sanchez at the Foreign Language Lab. He'd been informed by George Hooper that when it came to final exams, Isidro was the strictest lab section leader. 5 a.m. JR is having swimming practice with Bill Holden. So, where are you spending Thanksgiving, JR? Bill asked. The ranch, of course, JR said. Dad's flying us to Dallas, and then we're driving to Whitney. We spend Thanksgiving and Christmas there this year, Bill said. Well, I'll be on Lake Texoma for Christmas, JR said happily. Lake Texoma? What town? Daddy purchased the house near the lake 5 years ago. No, 9 years ago. And then we go there sometimes. Gainesville. Oh, okay. Gainesville, Bill said. 6:40 a.m. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Kyle is helping the ranchers feed the animals. For a guy who formerly renounced the ranch, he felt at home, making the burden quite easier on his mother, who would later join Jim Hendrick in Washington, D.C. next year. 7 a.m. JR is having breakfast at the Smith House Dining Hall, which comprises a Stengel Hall for women and Murdo Hall for men. You know, I almost applied to this house so I could be near my business friends. But my grandfather said that Crockett House would be a better fit, Kevin said. JR ordered waffles with peanut butter and chocolate. Good grief, Junior, Kevin said. Do you ever eat anything healthy? Yes. Yesterday I ate a chicken salad sandwich I bought over at TNC with Charlie Nation, no doubt. You know, I know he's a junior, but it's going to be a miracle if he graduates. I mean, he goes to class, but I hardly see him crack open a book unless it's the week of exams. 8 a.m. Eastern. In the White House, President Clinton is working on his reports when Hillary walked in. The Hendrick appointment? Hillary asked. Yes, but I'm not having him come in until next Thursday, after he files his annual report in Austin, Bill Clinton said. This could blow up in our faces, Bill, Hillary said. Modesty forbids my agreement, but we have no choice. What do you mean? Well, Whitewater's bound to come up. That's our fate. Talk about health care. Hillary, that's our fate. There is no reason to do this. You can learn to finesse the press, Bill. The president cut her off. Sometimes finesse requires concession. Remember, discretion is the greater part of valor. 8:05 a.m. Central. At the Spirit Club, a woman is reading Proverbs. Which is part of the club reading of the day in Proverbs 23. 8:15 a.m. Central. After JR reads James chapter 4 for the audience, Dr. Randy Wiles delivered the morning chapel talk about restoration in lives. Gerald takes copious notes. 9:30 a.m. Central. Arriving in the foreign language lab, JR is escorted into a private study room in the lab. Silencia, Isidro said, escorting him to the room where the computer-generated Spanish final review would begin. Meanwhile, in Link, Texas, Jim is inspecting a rig he and Claude had built that was meant for launch tomorrow. But there was a problem. One of the coupling pylons had gotten loose. Jim scratched his head, marked it on his clipboard, knowing this could be a part of his annual report. 12 p.m. JR is having a burger at Sonic with Brad. So Jimbo, how are classes doing? Brad asked. Brad, I would prefer if you would call me JR. JR said. Oh, JR, sorry. You know, I was just having fun. Man, you've been around Ken too long. First off, it's okay if you're going to have fun. Just don't go to extremes, Brad. Second of all, I happen to like Ken. And if you keep pressing me about it, then I don't know how much longer I can hang around you. Sorry, I touched the nerve. I just wanted to see how you were doing. Doing fine. Can't wait to go home tomorrow. For Thanksgiving, enjoy some time at the ranch. I get to ride my horse Bandit. You and your rancher ways. Don't give me that opposite sides of the tracks crap. My granddad gave me that horse when I was 7 years old. And if he heard you talk like that, he'd knock you on your butt. 2:30 p.m. Jim and Kyle enter into the ranch house that is adjacent to the main ranch house, but still part of the property. The house had gone through many changes. In 1977, it was given to ranch foreman Max Roberts until he retired in 1982. Then it was given to businessman Dean Fazeli, who made deals with Jim and formed an alliance with the Hendrick family until the oil bust of 1986. Then it was vacant. In December 1989, Jim tried burning it down, but it failed. Finally, in 1992, he refurbished it, and now the house belonged to Kyle. Little George, Kyle's stepson, is playing in the backyard with his new dog. Madison, Kyle's wife, is watching Madonna on MTV. p.m. JR has finished studying in his room when he gets a phone call. It's Ken. "We still hanging out Friday night?" Ken asked. "We can go to Whataburger once again." And like we always said, no Brad, no Jim Bob. I can handle Jim Bob, but Brad is a stiff stick in the mud. Ken, don't get me started on Brad, okay? He runs off his mouth and talks all sorts of crap. Six p.m. In public speaking class, John McCone is talking about the skill of writing speeches, especially for those interested in public relations and public affairs. 7:30 p.m. JR is having dinner with Jennifer Bowers at Kentucky Fried Chicken at Weymouth Hall. The store joins Chitwood and Weymouth and serves Coleman House as part Coleman Hall as part of the Wiggins house. "Long time no see," Jennifer said. "We haven't talked outside of class all that much." "Things are warming up between me and Karen," Jared said. "When was the last time you saw her?" "Sunday at church." "But she don't call you." "We're getting ready for final exams," Jared said. 8:10 p.m. Jared drops off Jennifer, walking her to the library. "I'm flying to Dallas to have Thanksgiving with my grandmother in the morning," Jennifer said. "After class, I'm going home," Jared said. "Yeah?" Jennifer said, hugging him. "JR, don't be a stranger. I may need you during finals." "What subjects?" "Government, Spanish, and public speaking." "Public speaking?